Sisters, family, and friends, as everyone could please come in. Let's try to fill capacity. We're getting ready to begin our services. The family will be the last to have the view, and then we will start our services.
What you need?
If everyone would please bow their heads as we begin in prayer. Surely I have turned myself to thee, O Allah, striving to be upright to him who has originated the heavens and the earth, and I am not of the polytheist. Surely my prayer and my sacrifice, my life and my death are all for Allah, the Lord of the worlds. No associate has he, and this am I commanded, and I am of those who submit. O Allah, thou art the King. There is no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thy servant. And I have been greatly unjust to myself, and I confess my faults. And I ask protection against all my faults. For none grants protection against faults but thee. And guide me to the best of morals. For none can guide to the best of morals but thee. And turn away from me the evil and indecent morals. For none can turn away from me the evil and indecent morals but thee. O Allah, make Muhammad successful, and make the true followers of Muhammad successful, as thou did make Abraham and the true followers of Abraham successful, for surely thou art praised and magnified in our midst. O Allah, bless Muhammad, and bless the true followers of Muhammad, as thou did bless Abraham and the true followers of Abraham, for surely thou art praised and magnified in our midst. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. I greet you once again in the greeting words of peace, as we say it in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum. And to those that are hearing those words for your first time, it means peace be unto you. On behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, on behalf of the Nation of Islam, we thank each and every one of you for being here as we celebrate the life of our brother, Brother Bennie Muhammad. And for many, this is your first time being at an Islamic funeral service that we call janazah. And I just wanted to give you a brief overview of what you'll see and what you'll hear. As you can see, we don't have a lot of flowers. Our brother can't see his flowers. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that we should give flowers while we still live. This program, the chief attributes of Allah is beneficence and mercy. And the service given to us from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, is filled with mercy. We don't have singing or music, yet beautiful, but it can be hard on the family. We don't have a lot of people to come up and share words. Each of us has a story that we can share. But those are for the memorial and for the eons of time to come that we can share with each other. In keeping in accordance with the attribute of mercy, we don't want to continue to put the burden on the family. What we will hear is the sweet melody of the word of Allah. After Student Minister Ishmael, we will perform our 4 janazah prayers. So brothers and sisters, let us begin our program for the reading of the obituary and the life reflections of Brother Bennie Muhammad, his granddaughter and his grandson, Sister Fajr, and Brother Fard.
Assalamu alaikum. I would like to, my name is Sister Margaret Mahdi, my father's daughter, and I would like to read the first page in the obituary. These were words from an interview that he did with Brother Joshua on the People's Podcast. These are Brother Bennie's words. My joy is to hear the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan speak and to look at me and grin and say, I got you. You are still here. From the final call to now, through Allah's permission in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, I am still here. And I hope Allah take me, not by the penitentiary, but through death, and visit me at my grave and say, good job. My joy is for him to look at me and look at my children and see his family is here. He called me a good angel. It scared me. I said, damn. I wasn't doing that bad in the streets, but that's a good angel? He has scared me a couple of times, but I love him. And I don't think he's giving you a play because you're this and you're that. No, if you're wrong, you're wrong. My joy, man, is just to wish to Allah that I love this, to walk with him and just move with him. But I look at Bennie, I feel comfortable, my son. I look at Fard, my son. My son Elijah is out there in Harvey. They love him. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You all call him and say, hey man, you're having trouble at the mosque. He'll get in that patrol car, he'll be over there. Because I taught them to love that and to love Islam. And they've got it in their blood. The DNA is running. I'm just be happy to see when the minister looks at them and say, that's Bennie's. That's Bennie's sons. That's Sister Margaret, you know. And I don't go around bragging. Oh no, I fear Allah too much. I fear Allah too much for that. I fear Allah in the person of Master Fard Muhammad for that. I give everything back to God, bad or good. You take it, Allah. I couldn't deal with nothing. You can't take it, God. No, you can take it, God, because I don't want it. Whatever it is, if the minister say about me, I give it back to Allah, right quick. I don't want it, man, because God is the one.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Brother Bennie Joseph Mo Mahdi Muhammad, a warrior, defender, and servant of Allah. A special gift from Allah. Bennie Muhammad was born Bennie Washington on August 27, 1946, to the union of Bennie and Margaret Lewis Washington in Chicago, Illinois. A return to Allah on March 3, 2024 in Chicago, Illinois. The fifth child of 7 siblings, Bennie was a child full of personality, ambition, humor, and a determined mindset. He attended Holy Angels Catholic School. Raised as a Catholic, Bennie knew the presence of God at an early age. He was a devoted, praying child. He also was known as the provider for his siblings and their children. All throughout his life, Bennie was known to take care of families. His heart was generous and charitable, as he would buy groceries for members of his family, providing money, clothing, and whatever his family needed. Everyone in the Washington family and community knew that they could depend on Bennie Mo. He gave from his heart without hesitation. He took pride knowing that a man's duty is to provide, maintain, and protect his family. This is what makes Brother Bennie Mo a unique man with a heart of gold. As a rising, young, powerful leader in the gang society, Bennie Mo made a name for himself at the age of 15, following behind his elder brother, Theron Washington, along with the rest of his brothers. They were forces to be reckoned with in the streets of Chicago. Ultimately, Bennie Mo knew his calling in life was much deeper than to be associated with gang affiliations. After serving time in prison, Bennie was introduced to the life-giving teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. According to Bennie Mo, every time he prayed on his knees in his cell, the Muslim followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad would kick his cell door and say, "Brother, get off your knees and stop praying to that mystery God. You're not getting nothing being on your knees but sore knees." Those brothers began to teach Bennie Islam. His soul was touched by these brothers, and his heart began to turn towards Elijah Muhammad. Bennie cherished his fondest memories with his brother Theron, who joined the Nation of Islam years earlier. Brother Theron was the first one to receive a Holy Quran from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad while in prison. And under Theron's leadership, he was the first one to stop the serving of pork in Stateville's penitentiary. Later, Theron was appointed to serve as the first supreme captain under the leadership of Minister Louis Farrakhan. Bennie regularly attended Sunday lectures at Muhammad's Temple, located at 5335 South Greenwood in Hyde Park, Chicago. Minister Yusuf Shah and Minister James Shabazz were men who pierced Bennie's thinking with the words of Allah. Finally, he made up his mind to accept Islam in 1966 and became a registered member. His brother Theron was overjoyed to learn of his brother's membership. Following Bennie's acceptance, his brother Cornelius and Mark and sister Doris and Beatty also joined Muhammad's Temple along with their mother Margaret. The family were now in the ranks with the gods. After the departure of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, overwhelmed with depression and grief, Bennie held on to the pictures of Master Fard Muhammad and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which provided him a sense of comfort. He wasn't interested in following any other teachings. One day while watching a television program, he heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan speak. Brother Bennie wept, "I am going to follow that man." In the early 80s, his newfound journey had begun, walking with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the rebuilding efforts of the Nation of Islam. Brother Bennie expressed in a podcast interview with Brother Joshua Muhammad in 2019 his most intimate interactions with the minister from the early days. One in particular, he states that the minister told him, "Brother Bennie, it's going to take 10 years for me to bring the Nation of Islam back." The minister kept his word. His word is his bond. Brother Bennie continues, "I witnessed with my own eyes the hatred of the enemy and hypocrites surrounding the minister. Only death would take me away from walking with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. If any of the wicked would have touched the minister, they would have to be put on fire. It was my duty to secure him. I'm looking at a man who suffered daily for us, and he would be so tired. It was hard to hear your minister, your teacher and guide, slandered and talked badly about every day." One day, he recalled, while at the final call, Sister Ava Muhammad told me to go downstairs to pick up a package. And the package was a dead rat in a box. A dirty Jew mailed it. That moment made me realize that I must stay closer to the minister. Brother Bennie traveled all over the world with the minister as he worked relentlessly to help his teacher. Brother Bennie and other FOI security didn't let anyone get around the minister, especially around the time where the Jews were viciously surrounding him. With no weapons or guns, just Allah and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad at the head and the mighty FOI, they protected the minister with their lives. In 1980, Brother Bennie wedded Sister Avis Diane and recruited her to join the Nation of Islam. For their union, they bore 5 children, all who are members of the Nation of Islam. Brother Bennie was blessed to serve in a number of capacities for the Nation of Islam as Chief of Security, Final Call Salesman, Lieutenant, and later in life he took great joy and pride securing the mosque properties. His assignment was to be watchman over the students and staff of Muhammad University of Islam. He believed that the enemy was lurking and someone had to be on the front line to ensure that the enemy doesn't strike. Brother Bennie was a man who walked his post in a perfect manner as a soldier for Muhammad until Allah finally called for him. Affectionately known in the nation as Uncle Bennie, he left a lasting impression on all whom embraced his presence, a man that won't bite his tongue and always frank and will give you his last. He lived in his truth. Despite the obstacles he may have faced in the nation, these challenges never kept him away from his foundation. The believers, especially the FOI, loved Brother Bennie Mo. Brother Bennie was known as a sharp blade who sharpened all the men around him. He had an eye to read character, and he knew who were the real ones from the pretenders. He will often say, Muhammad don't make no punks. He was known by many as one of the greatest men that men have ever met. Fearless, determined, courageous, loving, and God-fearing is what made Bennie Mahdi Muhammad a cornerstone within the Nation of Islam. An influential man in Chicago, Brother Bennie was coined Black Man of Chicago and is an icon in the Nation of Islam. Entrepreneurs, politicians, pastors, and community leaders, teachers, doctors, gang leaders, thousands of men, women, and children were touched by the solid presence and charisma in Bennie Mo. Brother Bennie used to say, fear no one or worship nothing or no one but Allah, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the exalted Christ, and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is our messenger Messiah. Always call on Allah until the day you die. Brother Bennie leaves behind a loving and devoted family, including a firstborn daughter, Christine Reed, and 5 children with his former wife, Avis, Margaret Louis Mahdi, Bennie Joseph Mahdi, Lita, Elijah Muhammad, Chantel, Fard Muhammad, and Wali Fard Muhammad, and Sueya. His legacy also extends to his 8 beautiful grandchildren, Jaquan, Jakila, Kaylee, Fard, Fajr, Sabira, Nasira, and Elijah. He leaves behind his sister Beatty Darnell Lloyd, brothers Herbert and Mark Washington, and a host of loving nieces and nephews. Their great brother Bennie Mo is one of Allah's angels.
To my father, I thank Allah for you. Thank you for always being a great father and a strong provider. Thank you for teaching us to fear no one but Allah. Thank you, Pops, for showing us to love the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Thank you for showing us to be the protectors of our family, our nation. You are one of a kind. You are a true legend and a pillar of this nation. Love you forever. Bennie, son. Pops, I thank Allah for all you have done and sacrificed for your family and nation. You are truly the foundation of our family. Thank you for your love. You will live on through all of us forever. I love you, Lita, daughter-in-law. Dear Granddaddy, I appreciate all the times we spent together and all the times I've got to see you. You are the best granddaddy, and I want to thank you for being there for me. Sabira, granddaughter. It saddens me to say that you left us, but I can never forget what you have left behind. I thank you for everything. I will hold our memories dear to heart. I love you. All praise is due to Allah. Jakila, granddaughter. When you are steadfast in this work, Allah is obligated to give you children that are steadfast. I thank Allah for blessing me with you as a father. Fard, son.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad to this moment of time. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. All praises are due to Allah. We are truly blessed to have a father who brought his entire family into the Nation of Islam. As Muslims, followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad through his Messiah, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we have a duty to serve our nation to the highest degree. We thank Allah for allowing us the time to experience our dearest brother, one of Allah's angels, in his truth and in his love, his daughter, Margaret.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. As we continue to salute the life of Bennie Muhammad, Student Supreme Captain of the Nation of Islam, Brother Mustafa Farrakhan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. I would like to greet my brothers, my sisters, with the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. Great Mahdi, boy. When the minister first started to rebuild the Nation of Islam, it was built on the faith of one man. But as we started building, we were surrounded by enemies in and out of the mosque. And the steadfastness and the rock that Brother Theron brought to the Nation of Islam, his presence alone, along with his younger brother, Bennie Muhammad, kept enemies up off the minister. Period. They knew that faith and just the God didn't all settle in at all the time. You know, we didn't have it like that then. But they was willing to do anything and suffer the consequence of any action if anything came against the minister. Then and now. In the early days at the Final Call administration building, when we first got started, we actually were started before then in our house on Damon. And Brother Abdullah had just got out of prison, and he and I used to be in that back room, and Brother Theron had a desk in that back room with us. And we had a couple of incidents where people thought that they could just come and attack us at the house or what have you, but that was the wrong decision. Because we absolutely had brothers who was committed to establishment of this Nation of Islam. My sister, after Sister Christine, when she became the captain, and my mother was working every day at the final call, they were comforted to know that Brother Bennie was on post and watching over everybody to make sure that everything was all right. When we were attacked by the Jewish community in 1984, when they were saying, who do you want, Farrakhan? How do you want him dead? And we had to travel to Boston. I'm telling you, these trips helped to solidify the brotherhood because we wasn't taking no prisoners. At that time, we was moving real hardcore through this nation.
Yes, sir.
And when Elijah, Sister Margaret, and little Bennie was first on deck, Farad, you weren't here yet. I used to come sit with the great Mahdi at his house on 53rd in Greenwood. And as you was getting ready to go to bed, y'all running around the house, I can remember you, Elijah. He had a laminate picture of Master Father Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and my father. And he would make each one of them kiss him before they went to bed. Did he do that? As I got up this morning, I got a beautiful call from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And he said, son, Brother Bennie was on my mind throughout the night. I said, yes, sir. He said, would you please represent me at the janazah? I said, Dad, we already talked about that. We was going to do that. Because my mom wanted to come and see Brother Bennie. She didn't know that he was in the condition that he was in before he passed. She loved Brother Bennie, Mother Khadijah. So when you establishing a strong truth like what we have, it has to be on the rock of a strong faith.
Right, right.
But there are men and women throughout history that always came to the aid of strong men like that to establish the truth. This is a family of warriors. To this day, there's a Muslim warrior in our history by the name of Hamza. Not so intellectual. Wasn't a great bookworm or anything like that. But as far as being fearless in the warrior for the cause, that he is. And sometimes when I talk to my brother, we had study group on Friday. He didn't like to come to that because it would expose to the people if he wasn't a great reader. I said, you must have forgot that the man that established this nation only went to the 4th grade. So don't worry about that. So this is a very unique brother that lays before us the shell of him. But I thank Allah For little Bennie. Sister Diane, of course. You know how you say, Diane. I think when he was going through his problems, he was calling Margaret Diane. Diane. But little Bennie, Elijah, Farad, Wali, last but not least, sweet Sister Margaret. This woman took care of her father. She has been so instrumental in talking to myself, her, Brother Saad, who are going through tribulations with family members. And as the tribulation that I'm going through with my wife, Sister Margaret always have had and has great words of encouragement to give to me. And I remember one day she just got tired. And she said, Brother Mustafa, I'm going to have to put Brother Bennie in this home where Sister June is, the mother of Abdul Yassin. She must have did that man for about 5 days, a week, or whatever. It didn't last. She called me back. She said, no, Brother Bennie got to come home. And if my father's to leave, he gonna leave around people who love him, and he gonna die right here in the house. So she went and got her father. And I used to always try to encourage my little nephews to go help Margaret. Because forever is a long time. And that's how long we gonna be dead, forever. And I don't know nothing about going to that sweet by and by. I don't know nothing about it. But I do know this, that the life of the man that was in front of us went back to the giver of that life. And the shell that he dwelled in, the house that he moved in, we have to put back to the earth. But the memory that I have of this soldier that I stood side by side with in dealing with all of them that would like to supplant or uproot the Messiah in our midst, y'all had another thing coming. Because if you ever thought that we wasn't totally prepared for what it is that you have to bring to us, you had another thing coming. So thank you, Mahdi family. And I want all of the children of him, don't ever besmirch the memory of this man by deviating from your post. Walk your post in a perfect manner, keeping always on the alert. Is that right, my D family? Yes, sir. May Allah bless each and every one of you. This man was loved by the entire Farrakhan family. From the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Mother Khadijah, Betsy Jean, Maria, Donna, Louis, Joshua, myself, Fatima, Abner, and Khalid. All of us love this man. May Allah bless Brother Bennie. And may Allah bless the family of Brother Bennie as I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum. This one last thing the minister told me to say, and I didn't want to forget this. He said, son, this was earlier this morning. He said, son, I'm trying to figure how you get, there you go. No, I ain't taking no time. He said, he said this word to me. I said, what does that mean, Pop? This word right here. Posthumous. He said, is there a posthumous award? The minister. I said, posthumous award? What's that, Pop? I had a dictionary that joined. I was like, but it's honor after you pass. And there were several brothers, he said, that have passed away that we have to give that posthumous award to. And the first recipient of that posthumous award will be the mock of all these, Brother Bennie Muhammad.
Brothers and sisters, the word of Allah, it heals. The word of Allah provides comfort. The word of Allah strengthens our faith. Offering a message of gratitude, the Student National Assistant to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Brother Ishmael Muhammad.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the one God to whom all praise is due forever, the wonderful originator and creator of the heavens and the earth, the giver of life, the ultimate cause of death. Allah, the revealer of all truth, Allah, the sender of his noble and honorable servants, the prophets. We could never thank Allah enough for his many gifts, his goodness, his mercy to the human family. As students and followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, under the divine leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we could never thank Allah enough for his intervention in our affairs in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, the great Mahdi, for coming among us and raising two men from the black man and woman of America, in the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and in the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We greet you all with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Once again, we extend our condolences to the Mahdi Muhammad family, to Celestine, his first daughter, to Margaret, to Brother Bennie Jr., Elijah, Farad, Wali, grandchildren, sister, the family of this beautiful warrior, Bennie Mo. Our prayers and thoughts are with you, and we ask Allah to lift the burden of sorrow from your hearts into you, into his peace. to accept the irrevocable will of Allah. We're sad, but we're glad that Allah sent Bennie Mo into our lives. Funerals are not for the dead. They're for the living, for us to reflect on our mortality, to reflect and consider how are we living the life that God has given to us. Because at some point, all of us will leave the circle of the living. In order to escape death, we should have never been born. So it's not how long one lives life. It can be short or it can be long. But it's the quality of our living that matters. So the Bible says, whether you live or whether you die, live and die for the Lord. That's the life of Bennie Mo. We're here to say, thank you, Allah. We're saluting a soldier, a father, a grandfather, but who gave us Bennie Mo? It is Allah. So Allah says in the Quran, therefore glorify me. I will make you eminent. And then he says, and give thanks to me, and be not ungrateful to me. O you who believe, seek assistance through patience and prayer. Surely Allah is with the patient. And speak not of those who are slain or die in Allah's way as dead. Nay, they are alive, but you perceive not. And we will certainly try you with something of fear and hunger and loss of property and lives and fruits, and give good news to the patient, who when a misfortune befalls them, they say, surely we are Allah's, and to him we shall return. We thank Allah for Brother Bennie. Yes, sir. Who didn't know BB? Who didn't know Bennie Mo? In that obituary from religious leaders, politicians, the man on the street, I mean, everybody knew the BMW. Bennie Washington. Black man working in the cause of Allah. This was an absolute one of a kind. There never was one like Bennie Mo. And there ain't gonna be one after Bennie Mo. He was unique. There are soldiers, and then there is Bennie Mo. It already has been expressed. This man, you didn't have to question from your lips or in your mind whether this man loved the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You didn't have to question whether he loved the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, loved his nation of Islam, loved the brotherhood. He loved, as the Supreme Captain said, he loved the minister. And when you love a man, your love is shown by how you love the offspring of the man.
Go ahead.
That's why he said the love for this man that the family had was because of the love that he demonstrated. For Jesus said, greater love has no man except that he what? Laid down his life for his friend. There are many soldiers, but there's only one Bennie Muhammad. Brave soldier, willing to give his life at any time for Allah's sake and righteousness. Fearless, courageous. As Brother Mustafa said, Supreme Captain, he was somewhat at times embarrassed because he couldn't read proficiently. And like Mustafa would try to say, God don't need you to read books. But what he did have, he could read people's character. He could read people's hearts. He knew how to measure a man or woman's sincerity. And he hated people being fake around the minister. He hated that. He was just special. And he loved his children. Oh, he loved you all so much. And he adored you. You have a great reward from Allah for the loving care that you gave to your father, Margaret. That's right. Thank you. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Nothing could please your father more, and your blessed, beautiful mother. You are who you are because of the womb that bore you. Because the same love that your father had and has for your minister and the cause, your mother fed you love of Elijah, love of Farrakhan, love of nation, and your lives were shaped by the faith and love of your mother. And all your father did was take you and shape your lives and keep you on the straight path of Allah. Nothing pleased your father more than to bear children that would help the man that he committed his life to.
That's right. That's right.
To see Bennie Jr. stand in the place where he stood for many years to defend the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That gave Dad a lot of joy, Benny. He left with a smile on his face.
That's right.
He left with rejoice in his heart.
With his namesake right there.
With his namesake,
There it is.
Benny Jr., standing with Minister Farrakhan like he stood for many years. It brought joy to his heart to see Farad stand in the place where he stood. And Farad holds that post like his father at the mosque, at the Muhammad University of Islam, at the National Center. And like your father, deeply concerned over whether or not we were taking our post in the serious manner that we should hold our post.
That's right.
I always saw Dad coming to the mosque, coming to the school. He met me coming, and he was there when I left. Sometimes it would be late at night. But coming out of the office, there was Benny. I said, Benny, you still here? Well, Minister, ain't nobody around here. I got to make sure you're safe. I said, oh, Benny, you could go home. No, sir. I'm telling you. There's nothing going to happen to you. I said, well, I have that same love for you. That's how beautiful Brother Bennie was. He was sensitive. He was compassionate. He would do anything for his brother or sister. He was charitable. He was just tenderhearted. Maybe everybody didn't get that side of
No,
him.
they didn't get that side, brother. Everybody get
But I was blessed to know him.
Yes, sir.
He's one of my teachers as I was a teenager. And as Brother Student Supreme Captain was reminiscing on the days where it all got started at the at the home of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Boy, those were some great days. But it was men like your father that helped shape me. And he would always give me lessons and help me to learn and know the in and outs of the streets.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, Benny taught me a lot. We enjoyed a very close, personal, intimate relationship. And the greatest gift and blessing your father gave to me back in 2001 is that he sent to me two brothers that had just come into the mosque, Brother Solaritus and Brother Aubrey. Where's Solaritus? He's been with me for 23 years, but it was Brother Bennie that sent Solaritus. And when I met them for the first time, I said, boy, these are some good soldiers. But it was Brother Bennie that saw and recognized the fierceness and the level or quality of heart that Brother Solaritus has. And he wanted to find the love that he had in his heart. He wanted to put someone by my side that loved the minister more than anything else. I thank Brother Bennie for giving me this precious gift that is Brother Solaritus. All praises be to Allah. Love you. It was Brother Bennie. I was having, you remember, come on, my brothers in the audience. I had a little heart issues. It was like irregular heart, man. I'm in my 20s. I said, damn, this work ain't something else. But he took me to his friend that's a doctor. No charge. And the doctor would give me.
There was no charge to you.
I mean, Bennie just had a way.
He had a way.
He could open up any door, facilitate the way, and tell you no problem. No problem. It's okay. Movies, dinners, you name it. Bennie Mo opened the door and facilitated the way everywhere in this city.
That's right. That's right.
But that doctor was great because he put me on the echocardiogram, and those are expensive tests.
Absolutely.
No, for real. And I don't have no money. And every time I would feel something, the doctor kept telling me, you're good. And he said, this was over 30 years ago. He said, I can tell you, you know, all of us are going to die of something. But your heart is so strong. I said, I hope so. And every time I would feel a little something, I'd call Bennie. Bennie, call Dr. Turner. I think I need to get it checked out again. And he always opened the door and made it possible. I have, and we have, all of us have a testimony to give. That's how special and how beautiful Brother Bennie was to all of us. So I close. Surely Allah loves the doers of good. He promises the believer who does good unto others, a great reward. He tells us that the believer who does good shall not fear, nor shall they grieve. Surely, Brother Bennie Muhammad was one of Allah's believing servants. Brother Bennie will always be remembered. And what's the name of that award? Because I'm not going to mess it up and try and. Posthumous.
Yeah. The minister said that he will be written in our history when our history is written.
Did you hear that? He will be written in our history when our history is written. This beautiful quote you have of your father in the program sums up his life. I witnessed with my own eyes the hatred of the enemies and hypocrites surrounding the minister. Only death will take me away from walking with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He made his word bond. He lived up to his vow. My prayer, my sacrifice, my life, and my death are all for Allah, the Lord of the world. So, O you who believe, keep your duty to Allah as it ought to be kept, and die not unless you are a Muslim. In order to die the death of a Muslim, you got to live the life of a Muslim. So he lived the life of a Muslim. And he dies in faith. And the reward for his work, his sacrifice, and the good that he did, Allah does not waste the work of any worker, male or female. He passes that reward to the children, to the grandchildren, to your children and future generations. A reward never to be cut off, except that you fall out of faith and become a disbeliever. That's how much blessings you have coming in your life as offspring of this great, beautiful man and soldier, Brother Bennie Muhammad. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. With that said, I will now come forward. We don't have a lot of room, but I certainly would like the sons, grandsons, and some of the executive council members to stand with me. And in fact, we'll stand, but you can stand where you are and join us in the prayer. Traditionally, the prayer is said in silent, but the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has us to recite the prayer aloud so that we can hear and understand and know what Allah has given us to say, since we don't speak Arabic. The first prayer I will say in Arabic because most of us know at least Al-Fatiha. But the following prayers that I will say will be in English. So will you join me now for the prayer? Shoulder to shoulder. There will be 4 takbirs. Yes, sir. Those of you who hear Allahu Akbar, that means God is the greatest. Allahu Akbar. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladina an'amta alayhim غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Allahu Akbar. O Allah, make Muhammad successful and make the true followers of Muhammad successful as thou did make Abraham, and make the true followers of Abraham successful. For surely thou art praised and magnified. And O Allah, bless Muhammad, and bless the true followers of Muhammad, as thou did bless Abraham, and bless the true followers of Abraham, for surely thou art praised and magnified in our midst. Allahu Akbar. O Allah, grant protection to our living and to our dead, and to those who are present and to those who are absent, and to our young and our old, our male and females. O Allah, whomsoever you cause to live from among us, make us to live in submission to your will, and whomsoever you cause to die from among us, make us to die in faith. And O Allah, do not deprive us of his reward, and do not make us fall into a trial after him. And O Allah, grant him protection, and have mercy on him, and keep him in good condition, and pardon him, and make his entertainment honorable, and expand his place of entering, and wash him with water and snow and hail, and clean him of faults, as the white cloth is cleaned of dross. Allahu Akbar. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you, dear family. You may take your seats. All praise is due to Allah. We now will first, I think, we will give our brother a soldier's salute. Student Regional Captain. Will everyone please stand?
On this final salute to our brother, when we say original salute, we're going to bring the hand up nice and crisp. But when I say ready, front, we bring it down nice and slow. Got it? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Original salute. Ready, front. Takbir! Takbir! Takbir!
You may be seated. All praises due to Allah. We will now ask the sisters to come forward. They will pass peppermint that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us as part of our service. And the peppermint sweetens the bitterness of the loss, but it also symbolizes the life that we had with us, that inasmuch as the natural juices or fluids of our mouth dissolve this candy, all that will be left is the sweetness of the peppermint. And so it is with life. Time and circumstances wear away the physical life, but what remains with us are the sweet memories of Brother Bennie Mahdi Muhammad. So take this peppermint into your mouth as we remember and thank Allah for Brother Bennie. We want to thank our beautiful brother, Spencer Leak, and the staff here at Leak's Funeral Home for always accommodating us and being so kind to the members of the Nation of Islam and their friendship of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So my brother, he will now give us final instructions.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, when we leave out, we want to get in your cars, line up. My attendant will give you a sticker, okay? Now, I want to tell you something. I want you to listen real good, and we make and beat the devil. You know, we're going through lights and camera going to the cemetery. If you get a ticket, what you do, hold on to your film program. If you don't have one, you get a ticket before you go to court. You come back here and see the man with the gray hair, the old guy walking around asleep. He would give you a letter with his letterhead to take to the court for this service, and that ticket would be dismissed, okay? All right. Any other ticket you got, I can't help you with today. Okay. Thank you. Now, I'm asking Paul Burrows to meet me outside that door. We're going to push the cast out there. And like I say, when the minister dismiss you all, you can go out that way, or some of you can go that way. Get in your cars, line up. We're going to give you a sticker, okay? Thank you. Thank you, minister. They won't be in all that crowd.
Right.
That'd be less crowd. They come going out through this way.
Okay.
Let them know that we're going to Burr Oak Cemetery.
Burr Oaks. Brothers and sisters, we are headed to Burr Oaks Cemetery.